Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, audible.
Correct. So thank you for the Japa leads. Move to the next program of the morning Brahma Muhurta session, the Srimad Bhagavatam. So with the short kirtan, we will start that. जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी यशोध नंदना व्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरावन चारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपधा 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 शिल प्रभुपदा जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भगवती नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, and text 32 onwards. Shloka goes like this. तस्य पुत्रो अदिते दश्वी विहरन् बालको अर्भकैः राजनाहं प्राप्तितं तातं श्रुत्वा तत्रेधम् अब्रवीत्. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The sage had a son who was very powerful. Being a Brahmana's son, while he was playing with inexperienced boys, he heard of this father's distress, which was occasioned by the king. Then and there, the boy spoke as follows. Purport. Due to Maharaj Parikshit's good government, even a boy of tender age who has playing with the other inexperienced boys could become a power as powerful as qualified Brahmana. This boy was known as Shringi, and he achieved a good training in Brahmacharya by his father so that he could be as powerful as Brahmana. Even at that age, but because of the age of Kali, was seeking an opportunity to spoil the cultural heritage of the four orders of life, the inexperienced boy gave a chance for the Kali to enter into the field of Vedic culture. Hatred of the lower orders of life began from this Brahmana boy under the influence of Kali, and thus cultural life began to dwindle day after day. The first victim of Brahmana injustice was Maharaj Parikshit, and thus the protection was given by the king against the onslaught of the Kali was slackened. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupak Kada Mahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So the session, the series of Srimad Bhagavatam, going the main portion of the reason how or why the Bhagavatam narrated uh, through Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. So this is the one of the turning point of the whole Bhagavatam story. So we can learn so many things from this. I'll try to do justice for the sloka. So in that, the first line of the translation, Prabhupada mentioned and Sukadeva Goswami is saying, the Tashyaputro Aditejasvi, the son of the Brahmana, Saimika Rishi, is Aditejasvi. He's telling is more powerful or very powerful. Prabhupada used the word, the son who has very powerful. So the Brahmana's son here, it's mentioned that very powerful. So it is a very significant word I felt here. Brahmana's son actually he has the quality since he's get a chance to take birth in the Brahmana family itself. He had abundance of punya karma. Then only one can take a birth in the Brahmana family. And being a Brahmana son, he was playing with inexperienced guy, inexperienced boys. Means what? It is not now. 5,000 years ago only, by the Maharaj Parikshit ruling, there is everywhere it is a equality. There is no the stage called you are not equal to me at Brahmana versus Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. There is no this thing. So people with Brahmana level quality people, they can mingle with the inexperienced boy. Here it is was mentioned. So that was happening during 5,000 years ago, when during Maharaj Parikshit time itself. So that is another important word. So in this scenario, he heard his father's distress. So that time what happened? This boy came to the arena where this is happening. Parikshit uh, garlanded the dead snake to insult the Sainik Rishi, because everywhere that Varnashrama system has to be followed. That Kshatriya comes means, or anybody comes to anybody's house, there should be proper welcoming, addressing and glorifying them and giving water. This is a basic etiquette of hospitality in Indian culture. Whenever we go to some other's house, immediately we welcome. We will put everything aside and we welcome that Aditi. And we treat them as good as God. That is what we usually say, Aditi Devo Bhava. Aditi Devo Bhava. You have to consider the Aditi as good as God. But what here it's happening, the whole army with headed by Parikshit Maharaj coming with the great thirsty and hunger, it was not properly welcomed by, they were not welcomed by Shaimika Rishi. since he is in the trance in one other another sense, so he cannot able to address them because he is not in the worldly consciousness. He was in trance. But here, Maharaj Parikshit is in the previous slokas which I read yesterday, that it's clearly mentioned the pure devotee doesn't undergo this hunger and thirst when he was in the conscious of Krishna. It won't bother too much for them. But the situation is like that. Parikshit Maharaj behave a normal king, normal king that where he is trying to expect the respect from the praja. So here praja is Sainika Rishi. So the beautiful conversation you can see how this is happening. Flow. You can learn so many nectar drops from the each and every slokas when you carefully watch these words. So I always tell when you're being in the role of doing something, we have to justify for that role. We cannot enjoy that role, but we have to justify for that role. So you see, the Mahabharata, the whole Bhagavad Gita came when Arjuna behaved as a normal human being. The whole Bhagavatam here it came because Parikshit Maharaj he behaved as a normal Kshatriya role. So he just forgot his original uh, position by the will of Lord, the arrangement which happened by the Krishna's plan. So this is how the outright. But if you go deeply in that, Prabhupada mentioned him Adi Tejasvi, means Sukadeva Goswami glorifying him as Adi Tejasvi. The sun is so powerful. It is not very Tejasvi. Tejasvi itself, it is a very powerful guy. He is mentioned Adi Tejasvi. So Brahmana's son generally having the purity and the training education was given by his own father Saimika Rishi. He has that much level he attained. You just imagine. Don't think that why this Shringi is cursed. Parikshit Maharaj is a king of emperor of all world. You can see in another angle that even as a small boy, as a Brahmana son, can able to curse the topmost emperor of this whole world, who is a great king, great Vaishnava. That is you have to think. That the way you have to think. How come the small boy can curse so that is happening also? So what power he has so that he can curse and it will happen also. So what kind of sadhana, what kind of training he might have undergone. So that is a standard also we have to check it. So since we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we have getting Diksha and even Brahman Diksha also it's there. We have to try to get that pure stage of being in a Vaishnava, being in a Brahmana level, and first of all being in human platform. So many times we forgot in the catching of the Vaishnava Bhakti, we forgot to behave like a human being. Many times we become selfish and we become ego dominated, envy dominated, pride dominated. This all happening in Shringi also. How can you curse? You can insult my father. He's not seeing that king is a emperor of whole world. He's such a pious fellow. Because of that fellow, I can able to mingle with the inexperienced boy also. He's not thinking all these things. Since my father was insulted by you, I will curse you. So there comes the human being thing. We should understand where we are lagging. We should carefully watch also what I am supposed to do in this situation and holding some a role as a designation, as I am a Brahmana, I'm a Kshatriya. So what is my role actually? Which is should be in Krishna centric way. Otherwise, whatever we do, it's like eating plastic fruits of being sitting in in the role or designation. That's what His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj always says. If you want to do bhakti, and if you are doing bhakti, please do it seriously. The big stumbling block for bhakti, we only putting. Nobody else outside, they're coming and putting the blockage. We are on the path of bhakti, we are trying to do bhakti. The same time, we will only create a big wall of ego, big wall of envy, big wall of pride, big wall of sense gratification. And when you want to achieve that bhakti as a fruit, when you have these things, your own sense gratification, your own personal agenda in Krishna consciousness, ultimately what is happening? We are tasting the plastic fruits. I don't know how many of you see that plastic fruits. It's for a decoration they buy. It looks as good as plastic fruit, but when you bite it, you don't get any taste. You don't feel it is a fruit only. It's a plastic. So the if you want to real taste of bhakti, we should avoid, try to avoid. We have to work out for this. So if we are not working out, we are just tasting a plastic fruits. But how come it goes for a longer time? In simply trying to taste the plastic fruit by having this blockage, the stumbling block, one day we will feel that there is no ruchi in the plastic fruit. So we will leave it. That is how there are things happening. When we are not getting serious into bhakti, what we are doing, that trying to taste the plastic fruit, anyway it will not give plastic taste. Why? What I am telling is we are chanting. So when we are trying to chant Hare Krishna and with the slot of personal agenda like this, sense gratification, pride, ego, envy, we were never going to taste a real taste of Krishna consciousness. That is what we are feeling, that there is no taste in chanting Prabhu. There is no feeling like I'm getting bhakti. I'm not feeling the transformation. All these things coming in our mind. And slowly, some impersonalism thoughts comes by association with the wrong person. These are all things why it is happening because of trying to taste bhakti in the form of plastic fruit. But bhakti is a real fruit. So when we want to taste it, we should avoid these roles, designation, and this uh, projection like ego, envy, and what do you call it? Pride, all these things. So here we can see the power of the role which Brahmana son is playing. Since has some pious activities in the previous karma, he can get the good chance of becoming a son of Shaimika Rishi, who is very seriously practicing Brahmana. That's what the insult happened to the son. The insult happened to the father, the Shaimika Rishi. Doesn't take much, but the son is feeling too much because Brahmana means he has to see everyone equal. That's what we say. Vidhati Vinaya. So Vidya will give you Vinaya, means humbleness. When you are educated, when you are learned more, it definitely makes you humble only, not like a pride fellow, not like very this thing. I'm a greater than you. That feeling won't come when you're really learning things. That's what the initial Prabhupada in many lectures, many room conversation, or many morning walks also he mentioned. Education means it's not that I am highly learned. Education, the goal of education is not that one should feel that I am highly learned, but the character building is matters. When he learned how the character is transformed, he becomes so humble and behave with everyone equally in a spiritual platform, and everyone you should see everyone equal like Pandita Shamadarshana. All these things should come. If it is not happening, the education so-called, we are also in ISKCON, we are doing Bhakti Shastri, we are having Bhakti Vaibhav, Sarvabhauma, Bhakti Vedanta and all. It is not a simple degree. If you are completing Bhakti Vaibhav, or if you are completing Sadachar, if you are completing the one stage of the degree which provided in this, everywhere it is Bhakti is added. So Bhakti, with Bhakti you have to read. So that after finishing my Sadachar, what is my level up? How much I upgraded myself in my Krishna consciousness or in my character building. And the next bhakti, after completing Bhakti Shastri, after spending every day some time and in the weekend full time. So, what the real change happened inside me is a matter. It is not only the degree holder things, it is a matter of how much your character build, how much you are so humble by learning all these things. I didn't know nothing about this Krishna conscious ocean. I have to go deep inside. I have to be more serious. This makes you humble. So it is not feeling inferior, but humble is something else. Okay. So in that sense, Prabhupada mentioned many important thing here. So when we have to think this, the potency of the Brahmana boy to curse the king, it is not a normal thing, because of his education and his training, he developed that purity. Because of that purity, whatever he can say, it is happening. You see so many sages, so many sadhus in current the world also. In devotees also, many of the devotees have that potency. If devotee gives some suggestion, that will only happen. Because his practice, his purity, it happens. And if somebody, when I was in early stage, there is one devotee from Pune, and he is now Brahmachari. When he just came out to our temple and he just sang one kirtan, while starting the kirtan, there are 5-10 people only. And after I'm is completing the kirtan, there are 200 people in our temple hall. I don't know from where they came. And some of the Bhagavatas, our senior devotees, sannyasis, when they are coming means they attract more people. If they are giving class means so many people will come. We don't know where it is happening. This is all live experience. Because according to their purity, gained purity, this is happening. So we have to think that so much purity we have to get it in this one lifetime. For that, we have to work it out only. At the same time, we can see one more thing. Since this is a Brahmana boy, he has such powerful this thing to curse the king or the emperor of the whole world. You can see how this Brahmana boy, the character level, it goes down. So here you see there is two things. One is Tattva Jignasa, another one is Brahma Jignasa. But Prabhupada always says that Adato Brahma Jignasa. You have to learn about the Supreme Lord in the early stage itself. But Brahmana people, they are first indulged with the tattvas. They trying to understand the Supreme Brahman, Parabrahman, in the terms of tattva. Once they understand the tattva, then they will practice it, then they will get realization. From that realization, they understand God. This is the way they get. But Brahma Jignasa, it's like it is through with the help of tattvas, the focus to be understand the Brahman. So in that, the two things is playing. One is Tattva and Bhakti. It goes parallelly. It's like the person who is playing the video game to take off the flight and driving the flight and landing the flight. In the game, before that, he has to learn what is the gear, where it is a landing gear, what is the accelerator, how we can start the engine, how we can maintain in the stability, pressure in the sky. All these things, they theoretically they understand. If you go for aeronautical engineering or whatever, they read what is the mechanism in the flight happening. Everything they read. That is called tattva. Once they understand the tattva, they allowed him to play the aviator game. It is there for them also, for a pilot also, they have to sit and play the game. It's as good as you are sitting in the plane and playing the things. So that through that he will experience, okay, like that we have to handle the flight. Then after they allow to give a original flight, they can handle. So this is the way the tattva jignasa happening. So this Brahmana boy is such a person. So through tattva he understand, but the character building he lost. But whereas Brahma Jignasa, when he understands Lord is everywhere, everything is Lord's energy, you will feel yourself humble. That is called Brahma Jignasa. And you will understand to serve that Parabrahma. That is the goal of understanding and educating the Brahma Jignasa in the early stage. So if that is not happening, then this fight only is happening. That's what you can see. The Brahmana son, you can see this Saimaka Rishi's son, this fellow, and knowing the of knowledge, he has knowledge, but he doesn't have character. That's what he can able to curse the king, the emperor of whole world, the Parikshit Maharaj, who is Vaishnava. Moreover, you can see the same thing in Mahabharata that Ashwatthama, he know how to attack. We read in the previous chapters that Ashwatthama knows how to aim the Brahmastra, but he don't know how to retract. How to get back, he don't know. Because he doesn't have, he's playing in the ego platform as a demonic way. He's just playing, I want to kill that son of Uttara, so that the whole dynasty will vanish. So that is how there is a character, at the same time the power of the Brahmana. So you should understand this details in this thing. So whenever we are understanding the tattva, at the same time there should be the character building also should happen. So that is the thing we can go in this. Means we can learn from this thing. So that's what Prabhupada says. The boy in tender age who can play with other inexperienced way, one could become a powerful qualified Brahmana. So there is a chance for everybody to become a qualified Brahmana in the Maharaj Parikshit kingdom. And he's the matter of the Kali enter in through Shringi to curse even the order, the Vedic culture of this order from Kshatriya Brahmana. He can overcome or what is a bypass the order of the Vedic culture and is just cursing. He's a small boy and our Parikshit Maharaj is a king of whole world. So what is happening? This is happening. This cross things happening due to Kali's influence. So this all you can understand and get churned by this instruction. You will get so many realization in one sloka only. So what all I discussed from these words only. It's clearly mentioned that Adi Tejasvi, it's a one important word, and he is Balako Abrahihi. He is playing with a child. He is so powerful, at the same time he is playing as a child. But by father's distress, he started speaking back to Parikshit Maharaj by telling this, how can you do this? I'll curse you. The upcoming sessions, some new Bhagavatam speaker, devotees will give more clarification. So I'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. If you have any question, comments, you can go ahead.